Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
51-year-old Kentucky resident Roger Baugh traveled to D.C. with his friend and his fellow defendant, January 6th defendant, Mark Mazza. Mazza took 2 loaded handguns with the 2 of them to D.C. Baugh knew that Mazza was carrying a loaded revolver when they entered the restricted area of the Capitol grounds, by the way. And Mazza, you guys might remember, dropped the loaded gun while he was assaulting an officer. He got into a physical altercation with an officer. Then he filed a false police report and said that the gun had been stolen out of his vehicle in a different state. He said that they went to a casino or something like that, if I remember correctly, and that's where the gun was stolen. So Baugh was also aware that this guy made this false police statement. He knew that his friend Mazza made a false statement to the authorities. But sometime after Mazza dropped his gun, he and Baugh made their way down to the lower West Terrace tunnel. That's when Baugh took part in pushing against officers along with the rest of the mob. This was, where all this egregious violence took place at the Capitol, the most egregious of the violence. And he took part in that heave-ho effort that you guys have seen on video where they were pushing back and forth, yelling heave-ho, trying to break through the police line. Baugh eventually fell back to the mouth of the tunnel, and he stood there watching as others were still pushing on the police officers. They were violently assaulting them, including his friend Mazza. So he's watching all this go down. Eventually, Baugh jumps in again. He enters the tunnel a second time. He continues to assist in pushing on the officers, crushing the officers. Then eventually Baugh and Mazza exited the tunnel, and then they remained on the Capitol grounds until the police regained control of the property, which, as we all know, didn't happen until around 5 p.m. Then on November 19th of 2021, Baugh was finally interviewed by the FBI. So 10 months later, he's interviewed by the FBI. He admitted to being at the Capitol on January 6th, but he denied entering the tunnel or taking part in any violence. Then on March 3rd of 2022, Baugh was subpoenaed to appear at a witness conference. This was in preparation for his grand jury testimony against his friend Mazza. The government says that even though at that meeting they warned him about the consequences of lying to the grand jury, of obstructing justice, Baugh continued to deny entering the tunnel or assaulting officers. He did, however, rat out Mazza. Then at a subsequent witness conference, so a second witness conference, Baugh was shown the video of himself entering the tunnel and pushing against officers. Only then did he stop lying and say, oh yeah, that was me. So Baugh wasn't formally arrested, but he was charged with civil disorder on October 21st of 2022, and he pleaded guilty to that charge on the same day. Based on that felony charge, Baugh was facing up to 5 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. However, the prosecutor requested only 11 months in jail, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. And according to the government's sentencing memo, Baugh doesn't have any criminal convictions on his record, but he has had some run-ins with the police due to domestic violence and numerous traffic offenses. I know you're all shocked. I couldn't locate any reports about what took place at the sentencing hearing, but U.S. District Judge James Boasberg presided over Baugh's case. And for once, the judge handed down a more severe sentence than what was requested. Judge Boasberg sentenced Baugh to 1 year and 1 day in prison, 2 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. So still not enough for someone who took part in the physical attack of officers that day, but it's far better than what we've been seeing. And the best part is he's going to be on probation during the next presidential election. and the next inauguration ceremony, probably even more important. So anyway, guys, not the best, but like I said, better than what I had hoped for. At least he went above and beyond what these weak prosecutors were asking. So if I hear any more about this guy, I will let you know. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it, subscribe. Please become a monthly donor if you possibly can, or leave a one-time tip or thanks for this video. It really helps to keep the show going. Appreciate it so much. Thank you all. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.